It's Gabriella here. I'm the founder of Extraordinary Love Transformational Programs for Women, and I have made being a relationship specialist my forefront of my life and love, and it's really on the deepest level it's what I'm here for. So I was at lunch yesterday. I was assisting the year one lab at the University of Santa Monica, which a lot of you are in the alumni field of USM, which is amazing. And if you're not familiar with it, it's phenomenal. Their programs in spiritual psychology are extraordinary. So anyhow, I was assisting. I've been in a 6-day lab assisting there, and I was out to lunch with a couple of women and some other people, and some of the women were asking, they're single women, conscious women, like women that are completely dedicated to manifesting the love of their life, yet it just feels really difficult and they feel like it's a little impossible. Jilly, hi Jilly. And so anyhow, so we're at lunch and we're talking, and one of the women is like, well, isn't it enough just to pray and just to have a clear vision of what I want to call in? Like, isn't that enough? Can I just let it go and turn it over to God? I'm like, that right there is, in my opinion, that is one of the most erroneous conclusions that conscious women come to, thinking that prayer is just enough. And here's why. Like, I have a deep spiritual practice. I have a deep relationship with God. And on the deepest level, absolutely, we are here to surrender, to let go, and to let thy will be done. However, what often happens with a lot of women in their surrendering and turning over to God and just having a vision of love and just praying on it, but letting it go, is it actually may serve as a smokescreen. The letting it go may serve as a smokescreen that covers, that shields unconscious ambivalence. Unconscious ambivalence about what? About what it means to be in relationship, or unconscious ambivalence around a sense of powerlessness to actually create something. So the three common obstacles, what I see conscious women getting snagged by, one, are getting overly attached to their checklists of the form. He has to be X feet tall, makes X amount of money, look like this, eat with a fork and spoon. He has to have this color hair, this color eyes. He has to smell this way, he has to wear these clothes. He has to enjoy vacation here. Like, we get so attached. We've been conditioned to be attached to this checklist of form. Hey, Jeannie, lovely to see you here. Hi, beauty. And so we get so attached to this checklist of form of our ideal man that a lot of us, we've watched The Secret, we've done the programs, we think it's about manifesting by getting really, really clear on what it is that we want. But if we have a checklist if we're attached to our checklist to what he's supposed to be, the power's in his hands. So that's one reason why it keeps us in this place of powerlessness. Number two is what gets in the way is chemistry. Like, we've all been there where it's super hot, it's super attractive, we're looking for chemistry, we're single, we're dating good people, but we're like looking for that chemistry. Or we've been in those relationships or those experiences where the chemistry was so hot that we lose ourselves. And chemistry is the number one thing that has women sell themselves short. So the second thing that interferes with our ability to really manifest our vision of love is when we get overly attached to chemistry, when we get overly attached to our checklists. And lastly, the third thing is our comfort zone, because our comfort zone, it gets such a bad rap. The reality of our comfort zone is it's just simply our internal set point. It's the homeostasis, it's the baseline that we've been revolving around, having to do with love, intimacy, relationship, connection, that originated when we were a child. When we were a little girl, our comfort zone got set into place by what I call our intimacy model. What's our intimacy model? It is the model for love and connection that we were shown implicitly and explicitly by our caregivers, having to do with our worth, our value. If we cry, will our needs be met? Were we shamed for who we were? Were we made wrong for what we needed or wanted? Did the adults around us model, hey, Leslie, lovely to see you, lovely one. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. And so were the grown-ups around us, were they modeling healthy relationship skills? Were they modeling healthy communication skills? Did they teach us that who we were on the deepest level, are we lovable and worthy? For most of us, our intimacy model was filled with all sorts of confusing messages about our worth, our well-being, what it means to get close to someone, who we have to become in order to be considered lovable. So these three things are the top hot buttons that I see get in the way of conscious women from truly manifesting their vision of love. We're overly attached to our comfort zone. Our comfort zone is what has us unconsciously settling and tolerating things, but it's familiar, it's known, it's comfortable. So we're a little attached to it. So we kind of want someone that will meet us there, even though our conscious mind knows that we're ready for more or that we yearn for more. So just to summarize, when we are overly attached to our checklist of how he's supposed to be, we're giving our power away. When we are being run by chemistry, looking only for chemistry and not looking at if our values are aligned, we're giving our power away. If we are overly let's just put it this way, if we are having blind spots around connection and intimacy that keep us in our comfort zone, that keep us drawing in emotionally unavailable men, but the sex is super hot, that keep us calling in people that are almost but not quite, that keep calling in men that we need to fix or we're living for the potential, that means that our comfort zone's at play. And so the opportunity here, especially if you're single, if you're really, really yearning to call in the love of your life, is to not only just give it up to God, but to make sure that these three things aren't getting in the way or keeping you in an unconscious position of passivity, of helplessness, and forgetting that if we have any of these three factors that are running us, our comfort zone, our attachment to our checklist, or chemistry, we forget that we are actually reinforcing these behaviors. We're reinforcing unfulfillment. We're reinforcing things that are actually keeping us signal. We're reinforcing these old stories or these old beliefs that we have about relationship. And so the way that we get our power back is recognizing, what is the story that I tell myself about love that has me think that only chemistry is the highest value, or that he has to look a certain way for me to be happy, or that I can't really, I'm going to settle, or I can't really have what I yearn for. So the more we surface these old stories and then look at how we ourselves are enacting these old stories. Hi, Julia. Lovely to see you here. When we look at how we ourselves are enacting these old stories and perpetuating these old stories and do that work to clean up the ego work, then we can turn it over to God. Then we can say, divine feminine, divine masculine, mother, father, God, whatever our relationship with God is, spirit, universe, bring it forward. But it always asks us to do our part, to do our work. So I hope this serves you. I'm off to teach we're in module 3 of my Foundations of Extraordinary Love program, which is my 12-week program that is really designed to help you transform your relationship paradigm into one that's radically fulfilling. So I'm about to jump over to my group there, and let me know what it is that's worked for you to manifest your vision of love, if you have done so already, or what are the things that you keep doing that just haven't worked for you, or where do you see yourself in these three things that commonly get women, that keep women stuck and dissatisfied and unhappy. All right, sayonara. God bless you. I love you. I shall see you soon.